Hi, I'm Marianne Kitten, and welcome to the Whole Kitten Caboodle, where we discuss finance, retirement, travel, and saving money. My daughter's going to be getting married in September, and she's letting me plan a lot of the wedding. We're going to be having it here in town, and she's coming from the town that she's in, so it'll be easier if I take care of things myself. And since I get to take care of it, I'm going to be doing some DIY hacks. Flowers are ridiculously expensive, but I definitely want decor, and flowers are pretty. I've decided to try out the Sola wood flowers. They're not as pretty as real flowers, and they don't feel like real flowers, and they don't smell like real flowers, but they are very pretty, and you can dye them whatever color you want. They were really popular a few years ago. I'm not sure if they're that popular anymore, but I decided to try them for myself. I've done a lot of work. I'll show you what I've got. What I purchased was the 1,000 flower pack from Sola Wood Flowers, and it was on sale, but as I look at the internet, it seems like it's always on sale, so I don't know if that's a thing or not. So what I'll do is take you to the other room and show you some of the ones I've got, and then I can tell you a little bit about how I did them. Okay, so here are some of the flowers that I have. If you see the yellow and brown and the gray here, a lot of these colors are ones that came dyed. They were sample packs and free gifts with purchase, and they're very pretty. I actually dyed these pink ones and these kind of purpley ones myself because we chose more of a pink and purple color scheme. These are what color they come before you dye them, and I've decided to leave these the color they come because the little rolled edges tend to unroll if you get them wet. I did get them wet on the bottoms of them so that I could unsquish the ones that came squished, and then I put them on stems and I wire wrapped them so they'd look a little less like they were on wire stems. And then these are the colors that we've chosen. The gray seems a little strange, but it looks good with the other colors. And then here's some of the other ones I haven't done anything with yet. Some more of the off-white. And then I mixed a couple of colors myself. My daughter said she liked sage, so I tried to make these sage. They're a little bluer than I expected, but they do look good with the rest of the flowers. I'll take you over to the other part of the room and we can see some more of the ones I've done. Okay, so here is one of the garlands I made. I did get the garland from the same place I got the flowers, and here's a bunch of the pink ones that I've dyed. I chose to dye these the pink color because they don't uncurl when you get them wet, and they do fluff up very nicely. I did them in a couple of pink colors. This one right here, I just added white to the original color and made it a nice light pink. And then these were again some of the colors that just came already dyed. And then these last ones are my attempt at a bridal bouquet. It's got some very glittery baby's breath. I don't even think there are already baby's breath flowers on it. It's got a lot of glitter. I'm not sure how much I like that. I may decide to get some fresh flowers to make a bridal bouquet and use this as part of the decor. I'll take you over to the other part of the house and show you some of the other things I purchased and some of the things I used to dye these things. So this is a pile of greenery that I actually got from Amazon. I know that I need a lot of greenery to do the arches, so I went ahead and bought some inexpensive things. They do not look real, but I feel like from a distance they'll be fine. These were interesting. They're little packets of greenery, and I'm going to add flowers to and store them away, and I can use them in the garlands. It'll make it easier. This is the baby's breath that I purchased. And these are some of the wire stems that I'm using to make the things. One thing I did was I mixed the dye in these bags, and that way it's easy for me to mix it back up again when the paint falls to the bottom. And I've done most of the dyeing already. I have a little bit of dye left. But I suggest using these gallon-sized bags. It was a good way to do it. I will say that this is a horribly messy process, and I did tear some of my flowers up when I was letting them dry in these egg cartons. Be careful letting the paint completely dry because it will stick. So I should have probably used wax paper instead of this cardboard. And then here's some more of the dye that I had mixed. You can see here how the colors settle out, and then if you mix them up, they just come back to the way they were originally. So far I have mixed feelings about this. The flowers aren't quite as realistic as I would like them to be, but my skills with arranging are not great, and so that's part of it. And also, if I were trying to use real flowers, I would have to do them all within a couple of days of the wedding. I don't have a walk-in refrigerator that I can use, and I'm not really skilled enough at that sort of thing to make them look nice in that short a time period. So I figured this was a way that I could practice and get better at it, and I don't know, feel like I was doing something nice for my daughter. It was really inexpensive, and compared to real flowers, the amount I got, I would say, is probably a quarter of what I would have gotten real flowers. Now, I may still go to Costco and order some boxes of wholesale roses and carnations and some greenery so that we have some fresh flowers to mix in with all of this. I think the garlands look really nice. They do look fake as well, but I feel like if I put some bud vases in between with some real flowers, it'll be something to take the focus off of the fact that they're not real. They do look pretty nice, so we'll see how things go, and I'll let you know what people thought at the wedding.